Whole sports all plays. Yeah. Whole sports all plays. Whole sports all plays. 365, we making up plays. You talking the game, get you to the days. We're high in the court, the dime in the lane. Variety topics living the same. All presentation, sports information. Hitting the airways, taking the nation. Sport all plays, like working your faces. Grace at the field, so tie the laces. Whole sports all plays.
Hello, everybody. It is Wednesday evening. Do you know where your relatives are at? Well, if you're related to Amon, Tony, myself, or thank you, Chris, for joining us tonight, then you would know that they are on Jawing and Balling on All Sports All Plays Network. We have a very special show tonight. You may ask, I've seen the Jeopardy board. It's not that special. Well, actually, it is special because not only are Tony, Amon, and I here, but again, Mr. Chris Ashburn, how are you doing tonight, sir, is joining us.
I'm good. How are you?
Good. Fantastic. And we've got not just one, but two boards tonight. So
Thanks.
scary that Amon literally transferred away from Duke University, went to North Carolina because he feels that he just doesn't get the right kind of education going to Duke. So we're gonna help him take care of that. Guys, enough talk. Let's get into the game. You know the rules. You can pass. Fine. If you miss the answer the first time, then you lose the points. Of course, if you get it, you get the points and win. This time with three of you, though, it's going to go to the person that Chris or Tony or Amon picks. So if Amon misses, he can pass it, or if he misses it, he can choose that either Tony gets the answer or Chris gets the answer, and vice versa. So everybody understand the rules?
Got it.
Everybody good?
Yeah, let's
Get right into it. Chris, you are the newcomer, so let's start with you. Chris, if you see the topics here, everybody, NFL nicknames, home sweet home, NFL version, college nicknames, undefeated, and across the globe. That one there is players in both the NFL and NBA history. I'll give you the player. You tell me the country they're from. So, Chris, let's start with you. What would you like first?
Let's go college nicknames for 200.
College nicknames for 200. The Jayhawks.
Kansas City. Or Kansas, sorry.
I gotta say no. Your first answer was Kansas City. So, Chris, you lose 200. Who do you want to pass this to?
I guess I'll give it to Tony since he's never won.
You're too nice, Chris. You're too nice.
Hey, look. If I could even finish this with a tie, I'm like the 2018 Browns. Like I won't finish at 0-0-0. So,
Tony, would you like to answer the question?
Yes, it is Kansas.
The University of Kansas. Tony with 200 on the board. And that's your episode for tonight. Tony wins. Congratulations. No, I'm kidding. No.
Oh my God, we gotta win. All right, that's it, guys. Stop the game. I'm just gonna leave. I got my points. I'm good.
He's the Falcons. He's just retiring in the first half.
That's right.
Yeah, I'm Vontae Davis. I'm quitting after the first quarter. I win. I'm walking out with a dub.
Tony, your choice of the board. Where are you going?
Let's do home sweet home NFL for. Let's do 400.
400. First Energy Stadium.
Yeah, let's screw it. Home of the Cleveland Browns.
You are correct, sir.
Yes.
Good job. All right. Tony, you got the board still.
Let's do NFL nicknames for 200.
Sweetness.
Oh, Walter Payton.
You are correct, sir. See,
Tony
you guys were all
building a
scared.
substantial lead. Uh-oh.
You guys were. Listen, it's going to be so awesome when he loses it. Tony.
Right, I'm going to build myself up and then just L.
Go ahead. You control the board, sir.
Let's do home sweet home NFL for 100.
100. AT&T Stadium.
The Dallas Cowboys.
Like
Joe did that for me, so that way I'd at least get a 100-point question correct.
See, Mon, there's nothing to be scared about. All right, let's move on. Your next one, sir.
And you know what Joe's doing? Joe's luring us into this like false sense of security
100%.
for the
Undefeated
second
across
board.
the globe are just ping pong. It's just ping pong over there. That's what we're looking at.
Nice.
It's Joey Chestnut in the World Hot Dog Eating Contest. Let's do Home Sweet Home NFL for 200.
Heinz Field.
Oh, home of the Pittsburgh Steelers.
Wow,
That is
Tony,
correct.
look at you.
Look at this.
I shouldn't have passed it to you. No,
You should.
Right now, I have
right,
to build a lead.
What's your next category and money total there, Tony?
Home Sweet Home, the NFL for 300.
Lucas Oil Stadium.
Oh, home of the Colts.
Correct.
Oh boy, Chris, we might just have to go home. I think it's time for us just.
All right.
Yeah, I think I'm going through a tunnel, guys.
Right? Hold on, I'm losing you guys.
Oh, Tony, would you like to clear up the category?
Let's do it.
All right. TIAA Bank Field.
You know what? I'm just gonna go for a guess. I can't pass it. Is it the home of the Jacksonville Jaguars?
Oh my God, Tony!
It
killing
is. Look at that. Cleaning the category clean. Oh my goodness. I thought I'd get you on that last one. All right, Tony, you're still your board.
Let's do college nicknames for 100.
Boilermakers.
Oh, for Purdue up in northern Indiana.
University of Purdue. Of
All
course.
this because I said Kansas City.
This could have all been yours.
Oh,
It could have all been yours. 2002, man.
Tony.
Let's stay with it. College nicknames for 300.
Scarlet Knights.
Oh, Rutgers in the Big Ten.
Wow.
Rutgers University. Jeez, oh man. Well, at least I know the standard of the questions I need to go from now on. Jeez, oh man.
Tony, you're
All
answering
right.
it too quickly. Think a little.
Just
He's a
Tony.
pipeline or something.
You've
All right.
got the board.
college nicknames for 400.
Rainbow Warriors.
Oh, Hawaii.
Wow.
University of Hawaii. Jeez, oh man.
Chris, I think it's time for us to go home, man. This is half
All
the
right. Well,
category
thank God there's
done.
2 boards, right?
We'll do
All
our
right.
own show. Let's go.
Tony,
Yeah, Chris.
Tony, you're up, man.
All right. College nicknames for 500.
Jumbos.
Ooh, the Jumbos. I don't know. That yeah, I don't know this one. I'm gonna pass. I'm gonna be
Okay,
that guy.
who-
I'm gonna pass.
Who are you going to pass it to?
You know what? Chris was nice enough to pass to me. I gotta pass it off to Chris. I
No,
gotta give Chris
no.
Okay, Chris, do you have you don't lose anything if you guess wrong.
Oh, okay. Man, the jumbos. Okay. Man, I don't know. I really don't. I
Okay.
could throw a guess like
Go ahead. It doesn't hurt you.
Yeah,
Colorado A&M or something, but I got nothing.
Tufts.
Tufts,
Tufts
yeah.
I don't
University.
get a chance. I don't get a chance to go.
No, you only passed to
Oh.
one person. We're not going down the
Dang.
line.
I knew
This
that
ain't-
because they
this
kept
ain't-
sending me emails last year to apply to their university. I knew
Oh,
that.
so he knew
Really?
it. So he knew
Yeah,
it.
they kept sending me
Oh.
emails last year. I was ready. Oh,
Dang.
I'm on sitting there just waiting. Pass it to me. Pass it to me.
Pass it
The Tufts
All right,
jumbos.
Tony, you still control the board. Where are you going?
Let's do NFL nicknames for 100.
All right. The Minister of Defense.
Yeah, I don't know this one off the top of my head actually. Yeah. Oh.
Oh.
okay.
Sorry. Go ahead.
Yeah,
So, do you want to take a guess or pass?
I'll pass it to Amon. I gotta give Amon.
All right, Amon, do you know the answer?
it's Reggie White.
Reggie White is correct. Amon
Yeah.
on the board with 100. Good job. Amon, I can only guess where you're going to go.
300 for NFL nicknames.
The Refrigerator.
Oh, that's William Perry. That's
For the Bears.
Good
Bears.
job, Amon.
The Bears. Number 72. The
All
fridge.
right. Amon,
Keep it going. 400.
Juice.
Is that OJ Simpson?
That is OJ Simpson. Good job. All
I
right.
don't
you
know why I
wanna clo-
also thought that might be Jarvis Landry. Isn't
No.
he use something real similar?
I think his like Instagram is like Juice Landry or something like that.
Yeah.
All
do
right,
you want to close out
500.
the
Yeah,
All
this is
right.
good.
Nigerian Nightmare?
Thank you, NFL Films. Christian Okoye.
That is correct.
The youngest player in NFL history.
Yep. Look at that. Cleaning up. Chris, I'm sorry. We usually treat our guests better than this. This is probably why we don't have them.
This is my fault. It's my fault.
All right. Amon, undefeated and across the globe. Where are you going, sir?
Let's go across the globe 300.
Across the globe 300. Mark Gasol.
Hopeless. Spain. España.
That is correct. Good job. All right. Where are you going next?
Let's go undefeated 100.
1972 in the NFL.
The Miami Dolphins.
Miami Dolphins is correct. All right.
Across the globe 100. We'll stay in the 100s.
Luka Doncic.
Slovenia. Come on.
Slovenia is correct. Oh man. All right. Still your board.
Undefeated 200.
1975-76 NCAA men's basketball.
Jesus. Oh my God. This is literally before my dad was born.
Shut up.
Oh, this is after John Wooden. Okay. I only know of one undefeated team, so I'm going to hope it's this. Is it Indiana?
The University of Indiana, correct.
I was like, damn it, this is the one I've got. Like, I know this.
I only know one. I knew
Chris
one
was waiting
undefeated
for that
team
one.
and
I
was
could tell
it.
Chris was waiting for that one. All right, I'm on. Still your board.
Let's go 300 in undefeated.
1997-98 NCAA women's basketball.
Tennessee.
Man, I thought I'd get you guys with that.
I spent a
one.
lot of time watching the women's tournament. They brought that up a couple times. That's why.
All right. Well, hey, that's good for you. Good for you. Amon, next pick.
Undefeated 400.
2017 NBA playoffs.
It's a team that probably won. So the Warriors?
Golden State Warriors is correct. All right. Do you want to close out the category?
Absolutely not. It's gonna get so much worse than 500. I already know it. Let's go 200 across the globe.
Morton Anderson.
Morton Anderson. So he's not from the United States. Okay, so I know he's. First thing came to my head was Denmark, so I'm going Denmark.
Denmark is correct.
I
Wow,
got
man, you guys are
I didn't get that one. Wow.
Wow. All right. Next one, I'm on.
400 across the globe.
All right. Margus Hunt.
Oh, I'm gonna pass straight away. I have no idea. This ain't coming.
Who are you passing to?
I'm passing to Chris.
Okay, Chris, free opportunity. Do you want to take a guess?
I don't even know who that is. First of
That's
all.
why I said I have no
He's a
idea.
defensive lineman in the NFL. He's played for the Giants and the Colts.
Okay, so I'm going to say, I'll guess and say Nigeria.
No. Estonia.
Oh, man.
No shot.
Yeah, I have no idea who that
Estonia.
is.
All right. Amon, you have the board across the globe and undefeated.
Let's go across the globe 500.
All right. Manu Ginobili.
This was your 500? Argentina.
Argentina.
Let's go. Oh,
All right. Yes, that was my 500. You know what? I've been
I thought
yelled at
Margus
for
Hunt.
three-
I thought after Margus
I've
Hunt,
been
it
yelling
was
at
gonna
for
get
3
slow.
days about how hard these boards were going to be. So you know what? Next time I am going to be tough. Okay.
No. I'm sorry. I apologize.
I love Pride.
Pride says, "What is
TF is
Estonia?" Okay.
Oh my
All right.
God.
So I'm all undefeated for 500. 1947 to 1955 boxing.
Absolutely not. Pass. Absolutely not.
What's that?
I'll pass. I'll pass it to Tony.
Tony?
Oh, should I pass it to Chris? My fault, Chris.
Chris, you don't get the points, but do you want to tell him who it is?
Rocky Marciano?
Rocky Marciano
My
is
fault, Chris.
correct.
Oh, guys.
Oh, that was Chris's chance too, man.
Bro,
Oh,
Brock Lesnar.
Well,
Obviously, this is my fault.
I was gonna say I'll lead you. Like I had no idea. Literally no idea.
well,
Yeah, no.
guys, we are through one round of Jeopardy. We have Amon at 3,400, Tony at 2,700, and Chris unfortunately died in his car driving through a tunnel and is at negative. Oh wait, no, Chris is still here. Okay, negative 200. But you know what? There's a second board. We're gonna go back here because guess what, guys? This is what we do.
Boomer chose
Part
board.
2, start, and we're gonna go. Crap. Does anybody remember the scores?
I was at
Chris
34.
was at negative 200.
Yeah.
Amon
Tony.
Yeah,
was at
3,400.
3,400. See,
Yep.
this is why. And then Tony was at 2,700.
yep.
Yep.
Well, hey, guess what, Chris? There is good news. You get a chance. I need to just type that. You get a chance to lead off since you are in third place. So you get to look. So let's look at the categories. A golden summer. This is about summer Olympic gold medals.
Oh, God.
Home sweet home. The Major League Baseball. Let me see the faces again when I said gold medals. Who got upset? Everybody? Good. You got upset? Good. NCAA football's winningest coaches, the 2022 NFL stats leaders, and the 2021-2022 NBA stats leaders. Chris, you are in third place currently. So where are you going, sir?
I just have a question about the stat leaders. Is that for 2021, maybe?
I'm sorry. It's 2021. Yes.
Okay.
Yeah. I typed 2022 because when I looked it up, it did that. So yes, it's this past season's NFL statistical leaders.
Okay, so let's go NCAA winningest coaches for 200.
Okay. First, with 409 career wins.
Bear Bryant.
Incorrect.
Oh,
So, who would you like to pass to?
Amon. Forget Tony. He screwed me.
Amon, you have the board. Do you know who's first?
Oh, you took my guess, Chris.
I can't believe I'm wrong.
I have another name, but I don't. I'm just gonna throw it. Was it? I don't even remember. Was it? Paterno was his name.
Joe Paterno is correct.
Oh, man.
Wow.
All right,
I don't remember why I
Amon,
know
you have
that.
control of the board.
You know, I'm gonna throw Joe off. We're going to Golden Summer 200.
There you go, baby. 1936 men's 100-meter dash.
Jesse Owens, come on! Thank you, A Push, APUS history. So good.
It's like, wait, that's gonna be the only one I know out of all of this.
All
Only
right,
because I'm obsessed with World War II history.
Amon, you have the board, sir. Where are you going?
400 for a Golden Summer.
Golden Summer. 2008 men's 400 individual medley.
So I think it's swimming, and the only person to win a gold in swimming in 2008 was Phelps. I'm gonna go Michael Phelps.
That is correct. All right. Amon?
Right. Yeah, I'm saying I'm done with the Olympics. Those are two athletes I knew. I'm done with that.
Okay.
We'll go NFL stat leaders 200.
All right. Passing yards, individual.
Thomas Edward Patrick Brady Jr.
Tom Brady suffices, yes.
Pride's in the comments, so I have to drum
Uh-huh.
Just for pride.
All right, Amon.
Stat leaders 400.
Interceptions, individual.
Was it Trayvon Diggs?
It was Trayvon Diggs. Good job. All right. Where are you staying?
600. Just keep going down the road.
All right. Forced fumbles, individual.
Jesus.
No, it wasn't him.
I would like to say Jesus Cristo for.
Do you have a guess, Amon?
I have one. I'm gonna throw it, I guess. Was it Darius Leonard? It's probably wrong. I don't.
Darius Leonard is
Whoa.
correct.
Man,
Last time I ever checked that was like week 9, and I remember he was at the top. That's the only reason
Amon's just
Well-
throwing out just whatever junk he can. It's great.
Well, if it got passed, I was going to ask if it was on offense or defense. Because if it was offense, I was going to say Daniel Jones.
Yeah, no, that's
Obviously,
true.
correct answer.
Uh,
But it's defense. So,
Amon, you're bored still.
how about NBA leaders 200?
All right. Total points, individual.
Trae Young.
Trae Young is correct. Man, Amon, killing it.
Keep it down the road. 400.
400. Assists per game, individual.
Chris Paul.
Chris Paul is correct.
I see why you haven't won one, Tony.
Hey, see now it's happening to you in 2 boards. Amon's gonna clear this one. Well, I cleared most of the first one. Amon's gonna clear this one.
All right,
That's
Amon,
not
your
bad.
selection.
600.
All right. Rebounds per game, individual.
Oh, it's Pride's favorite player, Rudy Gobert.
Rudy Gobert is correct. Jeez. All right. You staying in the category?
Yeah, let's just stay with it.
800. Field goal percentage, individual.
Is there a minimal shot on this thing, or is
It's what qualifies, yes.
Oh God.
The qualified leader that I could find.
So he took more than one shot, right? Because I know Joe Johnson only took one.
Well,
shot.
yeah, Joe. Yeah, nobody who took one shot. I'm not doing that. It's
Okay.
qualified.
I mean, he has the highest percentage because
Stop, Tony.
Jesus.
Do you have
I'm
a guess, sir?
I have no, I'm a pass. I have no idea.
All right, who you passing to?
I'll pass to Chris. I'll save Tony this one. I'll leave
All
Tony
right,
out.
Chris. Chris is like, I don't want that question.
I'll guess a big man, and I'll go Karl Anthony Towns, but I really don't know.
No,
I was gonna
it's
guess
not.
Duncan Robinson, but I just
It's actually Mitchell Robinson.
Mitchell.
Robinson. Guys, darn it. Yeah,
So, Amon,
Basketball's
we're
not
not
good
playing
for me.
with Freddie here. I'm not giving you half a point for getting his last name right. So,
hashtag free me, Pride, free me.
Amon, still your control of the board. What are you taking, sir?
NFL stat leaders 1,000.
Completion percentage, individual.
Oh, I think it's Joe Burrow.
It is Joe Burrow. Jeez, oh man. Okay, next time you are getting 8th tier Spanish soccer. This is not.
Oh
I was trying to be nice to you guys. All right, Amon, you're up.
Home sweet home MLB.
All right. Wrigley Field.
Chicago Cubs.
That's gonna be the one I
Correct.
knew. That's my one MLB question.
Let's go
Amon,
400.
400. Kauffman Stadium.
Dude, I'm so glad I started watching baseball this year. That's Kansas City. Chris, that's Kansas City.
That is Kansas City Royals. You are correct, sir.
Just a little jab in there.
Nah.
600.
Amon,
Keep it on down.
600. All right. Miller Park.
Milwaukee?
Milwaukee Brewers.
I knew that one. I didn't know I knew the other ones. Well, okay. I knew the Cubs. I take that back.
All right. Amon, still your board.
800.
PNC Park.
I know this because there used to be PNC Arena, or I think it might still be PNC Arena in Raleigh, and I just want to know wherever PNC is sponsored. This one is the Pittsburgh Pirates, I think. Right, Pirates?
You are correct, sir. The Pittsburgh Pirates. Jeez, oh man. All right. Do you want to close out the category?
Sure, let's do it.
All right. Tropicana Field.
Tampa Bay.
Tampa Rays. Jeez, oh man.
Yeah, see, Chris, this is why I'm like 0-2, and everybody else is 1-0-1.
I'm about to get that on here in a minute.
Amon, you
right,
have the board.
Winning as coaches. Winning as coaches.
For what? For how much?
400. Sorry, 400.
400. Third with 377 wins.
Is that Bear Bryant?
That is incorrect. Who would you like to pass it to?
Who looks like they know it? Tony.
Chris.
We haven't passed it in a while. Oh, dang it! You said it a half a second too late.
Like, I know this is Chris's strong point. Like,
Okay, well,
Do you have a guess, Tony?
oh, crap! You're actually staying with me.
I wish I could switch. I wish I could.
Right.
No, I'm good. We're sticklers for the rules here at John and Ballin.
Shot in the dark, Nick Saban.
That is incorrect.
Well, that was
Chris, would
right.
you like to tell them?
Bear Bryant is second. So third would be probably Lou Holtz, if I was guessing.
Bobby Bowden.
Bobby Bowden. Okay, he's in there somewhere.
Yeah. All
Yeah.
right, Amon, you still control the board after all this nonsense.
All right, 600.
Fourth with 323 wins.
I'm gonna throw out the same name every time. Bear Bryant. Let's just keep going.
That is correct.
Oh, that's
I thought
correct.
he was second. Man, I'm way off on that.
I was gonna keep throwing out the same name until I got it right. It had to be there somewhere,
Well,
right?
the next
Amon.
one's not Bear Bryant.
Yeah, I know. I figured that one out. I know one other. I know one other historical college coach besides Nick Saban. So we're gonna throw.
All right, I'm on your board.
800.
Fifth with 319 wins.
Very original guess and Pop Warner. So, Chris,
You are correct. Pop Warner is the answer.
So
Jeez.
I'm gonna say at 1,000 because I don't think Nick Saban's gonna be there. So we'll go NFL stat leaders 800.
Field goals, individual.
Field goals. Oh Jesus.
I think
Do we have any answer?
Ryan Suckup. I don't know.
That is incorrect. Who do you want to pass it to?
Tony.
is it McPherson for the Bengals?
That is incorrect.
Really?
You don't get any points, Chris, but do you have a guess?
No.
Dustin Hopkins.
Yeah, we got that wrong.
Chargers have field goals?
Yep,
Really?
42 field goals, led the league this year.
I
So-
literally said anything but the Chargers because of what Brandon Staley pulled against the
No.
Chiefs that night? Oh my goodness.
No, Dustin Hopkins kicks
played
for
for
the Commanders, I
Washington.
thought.
Oh, yeah,
Washington.
Washington.
Yeah.
Oh, God, what am
Yeah.
I thinking?
Yeah. So, Amon, still your board. It's getting thin.
Jesus. NBA leaders 1,000.
Minutes per game.
You're joking. Mikal Bridges.
Oh, incorrect. Who do you want to pass this off to?
We'll go to Chris because I know Tony's not gonna like this one if I pass it to him.
Chris, do you have a guess?
I was gonna say Bridges too. I can guess and say. I think it's still somebody on the Suns. Man,
All right.
you know
I'm
what?
not
Maybe
gonna
it's
lie.
not. Maybe Russell Westbrook.
No, incorrect.
No.
This is a true $1,000 one. Xavier Simpson for the Oklahoma City Thunder.
Yeah, because
yeah.
it's him and only like what 4 other players that actually managed to play every single game this season.
Yeah,
if I
something like that. And I
remember
think
right.
Simpson played like 78 or 80 games. But yeah,
Yeah.
his minutes per game were like way up there. I was like, holy crap. So, no pride, not JaVale McGee. I'm on.
Man,
You
I knew
have
Bridges
NCAA winning coaches and a golden summer.
See, I don't know any more coaches. I'm not going there. 600 Golden Summer. Oh, that hurts me to say.
1996, 100 kilogram freestyle wrestling.
Pass. I'll pass it to. Oh boy, I'm gonna say Tony because Chris is shaking his head, so we'll go Tony.
Tony, do you have a guess?
This is gonna sound really just like stupid, but I'm gonna say it because he won a gold medal with a broken freaking neck. Is it Kurt Angle?
Kurt Angle.
Oh
is
my God!
correct.
Tony, what a god! Oh, there
Is
we go.
correct.
I
Get
was gonna say
in.
The Undertaker.
Brock Lesnar.
I
All
was
right,
like,
Tony, you're bored. 3 questions left.
Let's finish out the college football winningest coaches per 1,000.
Second with 408 wins.
Yeah, I'm gonna wait. No, we talked about this. The one dude was already answered. Never mind. Yeah, I'll pass to Chris.
Okay, Chris, do you have a guess?
I don't think I know either. All of the who was the coach for? I can't think of one.
Okay.
The ones I think it'd be already gone.
It's Eddie Robinson from Grambling University.
Yeah,
408 wins. So, Tony, you have control of the board. 2 questions left.
Let's do a golden summer for 800.
All right.
The pain.
1984 women's gymnastics all around.
Just pass. Just pass.
Who do you pass to?
Amon's got enough points. Chris, you want to take a shot in the dark at it?
Okay, Serena Williams. I have no idea.
Was their name like Mary? Was it like Mary something?
Mary Lou Retton was the answer.
Oh my God.
I would not have given you the points.
I know. I literally had no last name. I just knew Mary was probably.
All right, Tony.
Jesus.
Last question. A golden summer. 1988 women's heptathlon.
Amon, go for it.
Like Pride said, Simone Biles. Too easy.
No. It's actually Jackie Joyner Kersey.
Yeah, no shot.
Amon, have you ever played a video game or anything, or like been outside?
I've been outside of quite a bunch. That's for sure.
Listen, guys. Listen. That is our Jeopardy boards. Thank you, guys. We have Amon winning it all with $9,800. That's not real money, thank God, because I'm poor. Tony, $3,300. And Chris, unfortunately, I'm kind of a jerk and didn't give you Kansas City and really cost you -400. Thank you, everybody, for participating. You don't have to go home, but you can't stay here. Actually, you know what? Let's stick around for a while because we do have lots of NFL to talk about. Tony, do you want to take over or do you want me to
say I'm actually gonna step out? I gotta make a quick phone call. I'll still be in the background and then I'll hop back in when I'm ready. So y'all take over.
That's fine by me because we didn't want you here anyway. So if you haven't if you haven't been paying attention today, there was a little bit of news. Well, actually, it started a few days ago. 3 second-round and third-round wide receivers by the names of A.J. Brown, Terry McLaurin, and Deebo Samuel decided separately, presumably, that they wanted to get new, big, shiny contracts because guess what? They like making money, and they're pretty good receivers. It was reported at first that all 3 were going to stay away from their teams. It came out pretty quickly that Terry McLaurin said that he will go to off-season activities because he's a captain, he's a team leader, he doesn't want to be that way. AJ Brown is staying away, got criticized on social media for being selfish and not a team player. And Deebo Samuel was kind of quiet until he wasn't. We found out today that in fact Deebo Samuel has requested a trade, according to reports, from the San Francisco 49ers. We know that he is a jack of all trades. We know what he did for this team last year and what he can be going forward. Running the ball, catching the ball, blocking, everything that he does. Reports are, and maybe you guys have seen this, maybe you haven't, he doesn't want to be that guy anymore. He wants to be a number 1 receiver. He wants to run the routes. He wants to catch the balls. He doesn't want the wear and tear on his body. He's tired of taking on defenders. I mean, we saw him break through tackles and stuff last year like a running back. That doesn't help when you're not built like a running back. So, Chris, I'm going to start with you. You can answer either question the way you want. Of the 3 receivers I mentioned, which one would you be willing to trade for? And what do you think of this Deebo Samuel situation as a whole? So take either one that you want.
I can answer both. Deebo Samuel's doing the right thing. He's got to protect his body. That's what makes him money. If you're going to do the wear and tear for a team like the 49ers, and you're going to win games. I mean, they won games. They almost got to the Super Bowl. But they're not going to pay him for that wear and tear. The stat sheet only shows that he made so many yards. Broken tackles are not something that we base a contract off of. So he's got to take care of himself first and foremost. And he would still be the receiver that I would trade for because, even with the wear and tear, the guy's a bowling ball. He's hard to bring down. You give him a little bit of space, and he takes more than he can handle for sure.
Yeah. Well, we saw that in the Dallas game. I mean, he gets to the edge, and all of a sudden it looks like he's done, and then he's scoring a touchdown. I mean, he literally is a jack of all trades in the offensive weapon category. Amon, again, you can take both questions like Chris did, or one. What do you think?
Yeah, I'll start with the Deebo Samuel situation. I think for Deebo Samuel, like Chris said, he does need to look out for himself because he's only had one season where he's played all 16 games, and even then it's a 17-game season when he played all 16 games. So keep that one in mind, right? So he hasn't played a full season in his career, and he wants to go get money. He's also, his usage rate in San Francisco is going to be much higher than what it'll be anywhere else. I also think for San Francisco, you might be dodging a bullet not paying him because if you're going to be him there, if he's going to be there, he's going to have to block. He's going to have to be part of that wildcat system, and he's not going to last. You're paying George Kittle a huge lump sum of money, who's always hurt. Jimmy Garoppolo is guaranteed a whole bunch of money, and he's always hurt. And if you're going to guarantee Deebo Samuel a lot of money, while I think he's worth it and he can work anywhere else, he's going to get hurt in that San Francisco offense. So I think Deebo for himself needs to get out. I think San Francisco might be on the better side for doing this. The receiver I would trade for, however, would be Terry McLaurin, because we've seen him put numbers with anybody at quarterback, whether it's Alex Smith, whether it's going to be Carson Wentz this year. I guarantee you he's going to put up the same type of numbers. It doesn't Taylor Heineke. It doesn't matter. Whoever his quarterback is, he's going to put up numbers. He's had 2 back-to-back 1,000 yards receiving season, had 900 yards the year before that. So he's going to put in the numbers no matter where you are. You can work inside, outside, makes all the catches, runs all the routes. And I think a lot of Deebo's value is his ability to block, is his ability to be kind of that Swiss Army knife. I think that's where a lot of his value comes from. And that's what he's going to get compensated like. And he's not going to be half of what I'm paying him to be. So to me, Terry McLaurin is your all-around receiver that I'd be willing to trade for.
No, listen, I completely agree with you. I'm going to go in the reverse of you guys. I'm going to go with the 3 receivers first, and then I'm going to go with Deebo Samuel situation. Terry McLaurin is the answer for all the reasons you said him on. It's basically because we saw this with DeAndre Hopkins. Now, I'm not saying that he's in that class, but when we saw Brian Hoyer and all these other just terrible quarterbacks in Houston before Deshaun Watson got there, we saw DeAndre Hopkins putting up over 1,000 yards, over 10 touchdowns a season. Like, we've seen that. Not everybody can play in a dome like Julio Jones. Not everybody can have a pass-happy offense like Green Bay. Like, it's just not that way. And Terry McLaurin has shown that he can be that guy in a system. Like you said, I actually think if Carson Wentz does have a bounce-back season, that McLaurin could have a 13, 14, 1,500-yard season, because the one thing Wentz does is get the ball down the field. Now, it's all the other plays you have an issue with, but he does get the ball down the field, which is what McLaurin has shown for his size. He's got as good of hands as anybody in the NFL. We've seen him make twisting catches, and if he gets those opportunities, it can really help. So that's the guy I trade for. It seems like A.J. Brown has kind of been forgotten in this, but he's in Tennessee, so I think that's fair. Now, to the Deebo Samuel situation, everything you guys said is right. He's going to be worth the money until he's not. And the problem is, it's going to be big time money. What the Chiefs did with Tyreek Hill, he was a guy that they took in a later round because of some off the field stuff. That's not the same situation here. Don't forget, he was a punt returner and a part-time wide receiver. And then he grew his route tree and became a number 1 receiver. And they gave him a pretty decent deal. And of course, he goes to Miami and gets a bigger deal because he's shown he can do it. Deebo Samuel, for all the great things he does, we don't know if he can be that Jamar Chase, Tyreek Hill, Terry McLaurin, line up against the best DB, win. 11 passes are coming your way. You better catch 7. We don't know if he can do that consistently, because when we look at him, it is his benefits in the run game, whether it's him running the ball or blocking in that Shanahan offense, that adds value to him. And Chris, you said it perfectly. Like, blocks don't go. Broken tackles don't go. It's all that stuff does not come up at contract time. It does not come up in Pro Bowl voting. It doesn't come up in All Pro voting. We don't care about it as fans. Like, let's just be honest. We do, because we're talking about it, but the average fan doesn't. Let me ask you guys this, because we know the draft is a week from tomorrow, Thursday night. 8 teams have 2 first-round picks. Now, I don't think it's going to take 2 first-round picks to get him. And yes, Pride, Hill actually is a route runner. If you look at him from the early on, when he was just running down the field, he has increased his route tree. I'm not saying that he's Larry Fitzgerald, but he is a better route runner than what he was coming into the league. So, again, get back. Pride, always interrupting people. So, what team, if any team, should make a play for Deebo Samuel? What makes sense? Amon, we started with Chris last time, so let's go, counterclockwise. Amon, who should call San Francisco right now and offer?
Well, I think the team with the pieces that make the most sense is Kansas City, just because you have the Tyreek Hill trade right there, and you just shift it over, and you say, hey, would you also like, Juju, or would you also like MVS? That's something that you could do. That's kind of boring, though. I don't want that trade to happen. Also, just because I don't want the Chiefs to win another Super Bowl. That's just for me. I think the Colts should be looking at Deebo Samuel, though. I think Matt Ryan has no receiver down there. I know we have Tony's favorite receiver in Michael Pittman. You add one, take the other, and you get 11, and you get Michael Pittman. Deebo Samuel can be your true number one receiver there. They don't have 2 first-round picks, but they have, one next year. They have 2 second-rounders they can package this year. You can package a defensive lineman, which are going to be expensive for San Francisco. When you talk about Nick Bosa wanting to be that contract, if you can send him a quiddy pay or something like that, I think that's an option that makes a lot of sense to me. Green Bay is interesting just because it's Green Bay, but they're not trading him because, again, it's Green Bay. I don't know what he trades from. I think it's really wide open. I think Joe has a great example that I'll let him get to. I won't steal his. But to me, if I'm the Colts, I'd be ready to do that. Probably put in the comments there. I was about to say Seattle would be another interesting one, but just the NFC West tie to me makes it tough. I'm the Colts. I'm ready to pull the trigger on this trade. Again, what do I have to give up for him? I don't know.
Yeah, that's going to be the ultimate question, is what you're going to have to give up. Chris, who calls? It's 2 days before the draft. It's Tuesday night. Everybody's getting their panties in a bunch. Who calls about Deebo Samuel and makes an offer for him?
Well, I look at this as a need standpoint for both sides, from Deebo's side, for the team side. It's Dallas. They don't have a number one right now. They have nobody in their stable. Gallup is their guy, and he's injury prone. So I think Dallas
is injured right now.
Right. He was probably born injured. So, I think Dallas is the one that makes the call. They get a number one receiver, they hope. And Deebo Samuel, they're going to give him that opportunity, because I fear the low numbers that Gallup puts up against DB1s next year. It's not going to be good. He's always had a shadow to run through, and now that shadow is gone. So if Deebo Samuel steps in, you may still see the shell of Gallup from a few years ago when he was a reliable wide receiver 2 or wide receiver 3. So I say Dallas.
Okay. It's not a team I'd thought of. Damian Hernandez is saying Deebo to Chicago. Chicago really doesn't have the draft capital. Again, yeah, it makes sense, but again, it's going to take a lot. Maybe
a first-round pick this year, even.
Yeah, maybe you try again, like Amon said. Maybe a couple of those second rounders that you got, for Khalil Mack and yours and stuff. But the Justin Fields trade really depleted your stable of picks, so that's hard to do. He also said the Chiefs say they're dropping out of the trade. Well, we know that that's a lie. Again, Pride brought up the Jags, Seattle. The Jags, I have an interesting one I want to bring up, but Amon kind of teased it. I thought of one earlier. And again, this is an all-in move. We've seen moves like this happen. Not very often, but we've seen moves like this happen. The financials, a little tricky, but we can do it. If I'm Minnesota, I'm sitting at number 12. This is a receiver-heavy draft. You have Justin Jefferson on a rookie deal. We know he's the guy. We know he's a number one. We know that Adam Thielen is a very good receiver. He's the best number 2/1B receiver in the league, I think you could argue. He's better than Higgins, stuff like that. When he stays healthy, he catches touchdowns, he does all that stuff. If I'm Minnesota, I call San Francisco and I say, I'm going to give you number 12 overall. I'm going to give you Adam Thielen, and I'm going to give you a conditional second next year that could become a first if certain incentives are hit. The NFC is a top-heavy conference. We know this. We don't know what Green Bay is going to be. We know what the Rams are supposed to be, but Tampa Bay was supposed to be that last year. Teams don't go back-to-back very often. Is Tom Brady going to be happy in Tampa? Is he even going to stay in Tampa? We don't know. If Minnesota makes this deal, you then become a top 3 contender in the NFC. You have Justin Jefferson on a rookie deal. You have Deebo Samuel on a rookie deal. Those guys get together. All of a sudden, it opens up a whole world. And again, Cousins, as much as I don't like him, last year statistically was a top 10 quarterback. And going into this year, he's got another year. He is a professional quarterback. That's actually a crazy good idea. Debo in Minnesota with Jefferson, sheesh. That's pride. So, okay, I got the pride seal of approval. I think I might have to change my take now. No, I'm kidding. But I mean, but again, this is the kind of stuff that you do. Like, you do. And we talked about last year. I swore that Cincinnati should have taken a lineman because I thought they had good receivers. What did they do? They took Jamar Chase. What happens? They go to the Super Bowl. So again, if you're a franchise that is just stuck in the mire, which is exactly the slogan of the Minnesota Vikings, it's a move you do. Sorry, Pride. But again, it makes sense because it's an all-in move. Yes, could you use a different position? Of course you can. But we know that that doesn't always work. We as fans, analysts, draft gurus, they get it wrong all the time. So why not do something that makes a difference? Yeah. Speaking of that, another crazy idea that I brought up to Amon. There's no consensus number one pick. There's just not. I'm sorry. It's not Aiden Hutchinson. It's not, it's not.
Or Neal.
It's not. I mean, I like Evan Neal, but he's not, I don't think he's Tony Baselli. Maybe he can be, maybe, Jonathan Ogden or Orlando Pace, maybe. If I'm Jacksonville, yes, I just paid Christian Kirk. Yes, I have. Was it Chenault?
Andrew Chenault.
As a Bears fan, that trade is dumb. Well, Damian, I take it with a grain of salt. So if I'm Jacksonville, do I call up San Francisco and offer the number one overall pick? Now you might say, well, that's dumb. You're taking a guy. He's already in the league, or you have to pay him big money and all that. Let's say you take the best player in this draft. He ends up being the best player, offensive line. Let's say it's Evan Neal, number one. Aiden Hutchinson. When's the last time that the best offensive lineman in the draft got you to a Super Bowl? Got you to a division title? It usually doesn't happen that way.
Even the last one. That might have been the last one.
Even the Jamar Chase one. Nobody expected them to be first in the division. Nobody expected them to go to the Super Bowl. Like, it wasn't a thing. So in a draft, you already have the first pick in the second round. You can trade back into the first if you like. You're building a team. Doug Peterson is going to get time there. That's one thing he has. He has time. Like, they're not going to fire him after 1 year. He's not Urban Meyer, presumably. So if I want to get a true number one receiver to match up with these guys, because again, do they really think Christian Kirk is a number one wide receiver? No, but they had to pay him like one because that's free agency. Amon, how crazy is my idea? How dumb is it? Pride, keep your mouth shut. So what do you think?
I don't think it's entirely crazy. I think the Jags, I also brought up the Jags. It's an interesting situation because you want to give Trevor Lawrence as much help as you can, right? He made that offensive line last year that was really bad not look as bad. So you're trying to give him some weapons around him to make him, he was a transcendent talent. That's what we all said coming in, and can he keep doing that? I think that makes sense to bring him there. The number one overall pick, though, might be a little bit steep. I don't know if Debo's worth the number one overall pick just because now you have to go and pay him that big money contract. And like you said, sometimes you just got to make the splash and hope it works. And if it doesn't, you have time. I think that's exactly why maybe Jacksonville doesn't make that trade, because you have time. You don't have to rush now to go get Debo. You can sit at the bottom of the first round and pick, Chris Olave if he's there, if Garrett Wilson's there, if one of these Alabama receivers are there, Josh Dodson is there, and they turn into the next Debo. Well, there you go. And again, there's no guarantee, but you have time. I think there's two ways to look at it. Yes, I think it makes some sense. I think it's exciting to bring Debo in, but I don't know, because again, if this was your last year here, then I can see it. But if Doug Peterson's got 2-3 years, I don't think he rushes into anything right now.
Yeah, Damian, Debo to the Dolphins no, they don't have the draft capital. They actually do next year because they didn't give up a first round pick next year. So they kind of do, but they just gave out huge money to Hill, and they know Debo's going to want the money. Yep. Again, but it's a crazy idea. Like, we've seen the Jacksonville Jaguars, like, they've hit on 40% of their first round picks in the top 10. And those guys usually play better at other teams. Leonard Fournette won a Super Bowl with another team. Jalen Ramsey won a Super Bowl for another team. So if I'm doing that and I'm stuck with the same stupid GM that they should have fired this offseason, then I look at it and say, we need to do business a different way. We need to show our fans that we're not going to waste the prime years of Trevor Lawrence. We're actually going to let him get to his prime years. And
Yeah.
the one thing that you do, and again, if I'm not crazy about it, but the one thing that the NFL is gearing towards is taking a young quarterback on a rookie deal, and you should absolutely build around them, but basically catering to them.
Yeah.
Jalen Hurts got Devonta Smith because they were teammates. There's rumors of Mac Jones trying to get an Alabama receiver because they were teammates. And we saw it. Joe Burrow and
Jamar Chase.
And Jamar Chase. And then there's another one. I'm blanking right now.
Tua and
Jalen Waddle. Thank you. So again, like, if you're Jacksonville, you need to put fans in the seats. I mean, we're going to see the situation of the Oakland A's where they're drawing 3,000 people to a baseball game, where Jacksonville's going to be drawing 9,000 people, and they're not going to be able to show local games on TV because there's not enough people there. I mean, you have to do something. And I'm sorry, Aiden Hutchinson, maybe he ends up being Jared Allen. I don't think he will be. Is it Evan Neal? Does he end up becoming Jonathan Ogden? Maybe. But I don't think so. And most people aren't buying jerseys of offensive linemen. I mean, yeah, I'm a fat guy. I might buy a jersey of a fat guy, but that's about it. And I'm sorry, like, you have to do something. Even if you don't make the trade, at least let the rumor out there that it's up for grabs.
Maybe.
Why aren't you calling Minnesota and offering the number 1 overall pick for Justin Jefferson? Why are you not calling? I mean, get it out there that you're open for business, that we're a serious contender of trying to acquire talent, because that's one thing that Jacksonville hasn't been.
Yeah, they haven't had a lot of talent. You mentioned, building around a quarterback. There's another team that kind of just came to me, Philly, and they had the draft capital. You have 3 first-round picks. You have Devontae Smith. You have Jalen Hurts in-house. You have Nick Sirianni, who is going to want different tools to work with offensively. Why not try to make that trade work? You can offer things that most teams can't. You can offer 3 first-round picks. Obviously, I don't know if you offer 3 first-rounders, but say you offer 1 first-rounder, you offer a second-rounder, and you can offer, a first-rounder in the top 15. Okay, here's your top 15 pick. Now you can sit back and draft yourself a corner, draft yourself an offensive lineman. You can offer 2 first-rounders and still sit back and draft yourself the corner, the lineman, the receiver if you wanted a third. I think there's, a place for these teams that aren't winning right now to have an opportunity to build for their guy. Like you said with Jacksonville, I think same thing can be said for Philly. Is Jalen Hurts your guy? You don't know yet, but I'd rather know with Deebo Samuel and have him for the next guy than rather not know about Jalen Hurts coming out of this next season and not having anybody to support him.
Absolutely agree. And I'm going to piggyback onto a comment that we have from Damian. Thank you guys for tuning in, by the way, and being active. This is a lot of fun. What about Deebo to the Giants to help out Daniel Jones? Again, I like them trying to acquire him. Right now they have 5 and 7. I think the Jets have 4 and 10, if I'm not mistaken. Yeah. So there's kind of a battle of Jersey right there. But if I'm the Giants, maybe I offer number 7 and a pick next year, try and do that. But the thing that is concerning then, if Daniel Jones isn't the guy, now you've got a high-priced wide receiver with a rookie quarterback or a bridge quarterback, depending on the way they go. So if you really believe with a new coaching staff that Daniel Jones can be the guy, new coaching staff, new front office, then yeah, you go and you make that aggressive pitch. But if you're a little unsure, like we saw the Raiders, we didn't for 3 years we've been debating, is Derek Carr going to be in Vegas? I don't know about this. Thank Christian Kirk for all this wide receiver mess. Oh, it started way before that, Pride. Don't blame Christian Kirk. He's out there getting his money. Guys worse than him have gotten more money. So I don't want to talk about that. Well, look at Amari Cooper, so again, I lost my train of thought. Anyway, the Giants, if they're thinking that he's the guy, that's fine. But the Raiders, back to them. That's where I was. As fans, we keep talking about Derek Carr. Oh, is he going to go? Is he not? We just saw $40 million a year. They are invested in with a new coaching staff, a new front office. We're not going to see an extension for Daniel Jones at $40 million a year, which is smart. But teams need to reassess these guys that are kind of middling. Derek Carr is hands and feet above Daniel Jones in his career. Yes. But there's this line that you kind of have to balance back and forth. So while I don't hate the Giants doing it, I also don't trust the Giants. I think they're a poorly run organization. I think that they have a chance to catch lightning in a bottle with the front office they brought in and the coaching staff. But I don't give any credit to the Maras and the people who are around the Giants facility, because I think they just hired people that made sense.
Yeah. Again, one last name I threw out there would be Baltimore. Baltimore, you need to get a receiver for Lamar Jackson. The only issue now is Deebo has come out and said, I want to be a pure number 1 receiver. Yeah, you're going to block. You're going to have to block, and he's great at it. So if he's willing to stick there and block as a receiver, then I'm fine. I'm okay with him, going there. I think he'd like to be there. I think, you finally get to give Lamar somebody to go and throw the ball to, outside of Hollywood Brown. You can trade Hollywood Brown. You can trade, I think they have 14. You put 14 and Hollywood Brown together, say, boom, there you go. We'll take Deebo Samuel in the contract. And you finally give Lamar Jackson a big-time receiver to throw to. Now, of course, Lamar's contract is something you have to consider as well. You still have to pay him. But I think that's another name. Again, if you need a receiver, I think Baltimore could very well send that trade out.
Yeah, and I don't think Debo's against blocking. I think he understands that that's part of the game. I think what he's against is going up against 320-pound, defensive linemen and trying to fend them off and running the ball at insane rates. Like, I think that's his issue. And we saw a guy like Hines Ward in Pittsburgh who was in a run-based offense who didn't mind getting his nose in there and blocking, but was also a guy who caught over 80 balls a year and was clearly a number one receiver during his career in Pittsburgh. So again, you can do both.
Yes.
Again, I think it's the third part that Deebo is having the issue with. It's the wear and tear, because it's the running back syndrome, basically. Zeke Elliott, high pick. Now Deebo's not a high pick. He starts out great. He has all these great numbers. He gets a big contract. And now that the physical toll is taking on him, now it's like, well, how about a pay cut? Well, how about that next contract's not coming? It's like, well, I gave everything to you. I mean, Damian, posting in the comments, the Steelers. I mean, maybe, but again, I'm going to say the same thing about their quarterback situation. Mitchell Trubisky for 2 years. I mean, people are high on the signing, but I don't think anybody's expecting them to compete in the AFC North this year. I mean, Chase Claypool, is he just going to be another Pittsburgh receiver that looked like a number one, and then when given the opportunity to be a number one, isn't really a number one? Like, Juju thought he was a number one with AB there. AB left. Juju ain't that guy. Chase Claypool had a good rookie year and then kind of fell off and seems to have some attitude problems. Like, it's just really, it's a mess. I can't believe we're a week away from the draft because there's so much going on. Remember, like 80% of what you hear is a lie. It really is.
Yeah, and that's the crazy part, that is happening a week before the draft. I think if this was 2-3 weeks ago, Miami doesn't make the trade for Tyreek Hill. I think they would have traded for Deebo Samuel just because of that connection. But with this week right here, it's now basically the Niners are in this position. If this trade doesn't happen in this week, they are done out for this year. If you think about it, because they don't get that first or second round pick, that extra one to go and couple up and get some of the guys that they're very good at drafting guys. Deebo Samuel, late round pick, right? They're very good at picking up those guys. They don't have that extra pick to do so. So if you're San Francisco, you're trying to push this trade to come out. I don't think Deebo gets traded for more than a first and a second, to be honest with you, just because of the timing. They say, look, it's either now or never. And the other teams hold all the leverage.
And let's talk about the elephant in the room. It's something we haven't talked about. They're up against it. That Trey Lance trade is looking worse by the day, and they don't have assets to build around, whether it's Trey Lance or Jimmy G or whatever. Like, they have a Super Bowl ready team with no real cavalry coming over the horizon. So if Deebo Samuel truly wants out, and he posted something earlier, like, the only people who know my true feelings are me, my agent, and the 49ers. Okay, cool. I mean, we all know that. Doesn't mean we're not going to talk about it. But they need to decide the future of the organization with this, because you're either going to go with Jimmy G another season, which is a possibility, and Trey Lance is going to sit for 2 years, and you're going to hope it's an Aaron Rodgers situation where, he just needs to kind of relearn his mechanics and get up to the speed of the game. I'm not saying Trey Lance is Aaron Rodgers. Please don't aggregate me or any whatever you people do. But San Francisco needs to look at this and say, okay, if we're losing this receiver and we're still unsure at our quarterback, we need to get as much draft capital as possible. Yeah. So they really do need two teams in this. They need a team like Minnesota and the Jets and the Giants. They need a team like Houston with 2 first-round picks at number 3. Maybe they're looking at number 3. I can't remember where their other pick is. I think it's teens.
3 and 13, if I'm
3 and 13. So maybe they're looking at the 13th pick of saying, okay, we can get the 13th pick in the draft, and now we could go and at least replenish in a wide receiver class that it's considered deep, and maybe all-time deep in the talent of these guys. So again, it's kind of the thing that isn't being talked about in correlation with the Deebo news is, like, if Trey Lance works out, This is a different situation, in my opinion. And the unsureness between Trey Lance and Jimmy G, like we know that Jimmy had the arm surgery. We know that he was probably going to be traded to Indianapolis, if not for the arm surgery. They got Matt Ryan. Like, we talk about receivers going to all these different places. Quarterback rooms are filling up quickly. There's not many places that are going to give up a draft asset for Jimmy Garoppolo at this point because, I mean, who's going to do it? Seattle? Well, they're probably not going to trade him in division. I mean, who else? What if Arizona? Like, you're not trading
Carolina,
Jimmy G.
Like that's
maybe, but you're not getting much for him.
Yeah,
so again, this is a really big 144 hours for, or 168 hours, which is a week for the San Francisco 49ers and for the Shanahans and for John Lynch. I mean, don't you think, Amon?
100%. And like we said, they are in a win now mode without the quarterback. They don't know. Again, I'm not saying Trey Lance can't be that guy, but they have no idea if he's the guy. They have no inkling. If you're Chicago, you at least say, I saw flashes. If you're New England, I saw flashes. Even with Zach Wilson, you could say, I saw some good throws. Okay, there's something I can build on. Trey Lance, we literally saw nothing. And that's no fault of Trey Lance. We saw him play, one game and a couple snaps here and there. We saw nothing out of him yet. So for us and for them, it's like, okay, what do we have? Is Jimmy going to be our guy? I've heard rumors that they've told Trey Lance that he's going to be the starter already. I don't know what the whole situation is. They don't know what the situation is. And that makes this trade even worse for them because even if you're a team like Green Bay, right, when you traded Devontae Adams, at least you know, okay, we have Aaron Rodgers here, right, which is still something. We have our quarterback. You're San Francisco. You get rid of basically 75% of your entire offense, and you have no idea who's going to be your field general. You don't know how long George Kittle is going to be on the field. And Brandon Ayuk is now your number one receiver, and he took a step back last year. Yeah. I'm sorry. It's not a recipe for success, and they got to make it work. Again, New York, they have 2 draft picks. They're calling every team with 2 draft picks saying, look, we give us it. What will it take? Let's make it happen.
And that absolutely, I'm going to use a little movie analogy here. Right now, Trey Lance is the shark from Jaws. The difference is we don't know if it's Jaws 1 or Jaws 4, the terrible Jaws revenge movie in the Bahamas. You've probably never seen it. It's absolutely horrible. It's the worst movie ever. But the difference is we haven't seen Trey Lance that much. So the little bit of inklings were like, oh, this guy could be dangerous if he does it. So he could be the shark from Jaws 1 that is just terrorizing a whole coastal town. Or he could be the shark from Jaws 4, which sucks and is all hype and not really that big of a deal. And right now, they're stuck in the middle. You should go watch Jaws. It's a great movie.
I gotta check out Jaws 4 now. That's what I gotta.
Oh, it's horrible. It's so horrible. It's so bad. So bad. Jaws 1, great. Jaws 2, very good. Jaws 3, pretty crappy. Jaws 4, absolute abomination. Much like the Jets and Giants. That's really the basic thing. Damian says 49ers are in the same crap the Packers are in.
I see the Packers have at least a step up because you have a quarterback. As long as you have a solid quarterback or you know what your quarterback situation is, I'm okay. Like even if I'm Houston, I have nothing on my roster. I know what my quarterback situation is. I'm not going to be outstanding, but I know who I have at quarterback. Right now, if you're San Francisco, I have no idea who's my day one starter.
No, if there was a game next week, they don't know who this. Well, they do know who the starters. It has to be Trey Lance because Jimmy can't throw the ball. Exactly. But I guarantee you, they're not crazy about it. They're not. Amon, we're running late here. Tony, he lied to us. He said, "Oh, I'm coming back, guys. I love you." No, he doesn't. He hates us, and he hates you too, viewers. Remember that next time. There's a reason he always loses at Jeopardy. But I'm Joe McDonald. That is Amon Patel. Earlier, thank you very much, Chris. I think Tony messaged me. I heard that. Thank you, Chris Ashburn. Thank you, Tony Hollinsworth, of course, for joining us and doing Jeopardy. Congrats to Amon for winning. That was a very good score. Now I know the basis of where I need to make my next questions harder. Hey, I thought I did pretty good.
Those are great. Those are great. I want to thank.
You guessed on like half of them.
I did 100%. And I want to thank my friend from UNC who instilled me with confidence I was going to win because I was screaming to them over Snapchat, "This ain't going to work." They said, "You got it." So. You know
go check out Amon on Amon Patel Sports News podcast, where he talks about the NFL, apparently some baseball now too, since he started watching the game, and cricket news. Amon is a very talented cricket player and just got accepted to North Carolina, so very, very happy for him. I brought that up last time. Go make sure you listen to our buddy Tony Hollinsworth. Inside the Hoosier Mind, his podcast. Go check out all kinds of great shows on the All Sports All Plays Network. I think Chris is on Loose Lugs, if I'm not mistaken, but you can find him online. And again, like, rate, review. You can find us on Tiki Live. You can find us on Twitch. You can find us on YouTube, Facebook, Twitter, MySpace, Grindr, all the places Tony goes to meet people for the weekend. So make sure you find us out there. I'm sure I'll get a message. I heard that. Again, you can find me on the Out of Bounds podcast, Out of Bounds of the Z. You can find that anywhere you find your favorite podcast. Amon, happy belated Easter. Happy good luck with the draft next Wednesday. I don't know if we're going to have a Jeopardy board, but we're definitely going to have some draft fun. Amon, you have a wonderful evening, sir. Everybody out there, take care.
All sports, all plays. Yeah. All sports, all plays. All sports, all plays. 365, we making a plays. You talking the game, get you to the days. We're high in the court, the dime in the lane. Variety, topics, living the same. All presentation, sports information. Hitting the airways, taking the nation. All sport, all plays, like working your faces. Grace at the field, so tie the laces. All sports, all